Royal shocker. Princess Leonor marries Christian, King Felipe's emotional reaction. The world has just witnessed what many thought would never happen, a royal moment that has stunned Spain, touched hearts across Europe, and changed royal history forever. Princess Leonor of Spain, the future queen, has officially married His Royal Highness Prince Christian of Denmark, and while the world celebrates, inside Zarzuela Palace, King Felipe's emotional reaction has left the entire nation talking. Because behind the elegance, the crowns, and the carefully rehearsed smiles, this royal wedding carried something deeper, a father's pride, a monarch's fear, and a young woman's decision to follow her heart, even if it meant reshaping the monarchy's future forever. This isn't just another royal love story. This is a once-in-a-generation transformation of two kingdoms, bound not by politics, but by love. Let's go inside the story of how it happened, what the palace didn't say publicly, and why King Felipe's emotional reaction has left the world holding its breath. 1. The moment that stopped Spain. It was early morning in Copenhagen, the sun rising gently over Amalienborg Palace, when the news broke. The Spanish royal house released an official statement confirming that Princess Leonor of Asturias and Prince Christian of Denmark had exchanged vows in an intimate royal ceremony surrounded by family, heads of state, and world leaders. Spain's media erupted. The airwaves filled with one sentence: "It's official, the future Queen of Spain is married." But what truly captured the world's attention wasn't just the royal union, it was the emotion written across King Felipe's face during the ceremony. Witnesses described it as a moment of quiet heartbreak and pride, a father watching his daughter step into history, and at the same time, watching her step away. He smiled, but behind that smile was the story of a man who had spent 2 decades preparing his daughter to rule, and now, had to let her go. 2. The emotional scene inside the cathedral. The wedding took place at Copenhagen Cathedral, bathed in gold light, filled with classical Spanish and Danish music blending seamlessly. As Leonor walked down the aisle, escorted by King Felipe himself, the entire world went silent. Cameras flashed, choirs sang, and every step echoed through centuries of royal history. Observers say Felipe's eyes glistened. He held her hand tightly, almost as if he didn't want to let go. And for good reason. Because while the world saw a king giving away his daughter, what he felt was something more profound, a father giving away the heir to Spain's future. He wasn't just watching her marry the man she loved, he was watching her cross into a life that would forever link two monarchies. And yet, amidst the emotion, there was pride. Deep pride. Felipe knew Leonor wasn't walking away from duty, she was walking into it. Not as a princess anymore, but as a woman who would soon wear 2 crowns, one of Spain, and one in love. 3. How this royal love story began. Their story began years ago, far away from the flash of cameras. 2 royal heirs, Leonor, future Queen of Spain, and Christian, future King of Denmark, first met through the European Royal Youth Network, a private circle meant to bring together the next generation of monarchs. They were both shy, polite, and cautious. Both raised in the strict shadows of their dynasties. But there was something unmistakable between them, a quiet understanding. Sources close to both families say their connection grew naturally over the years, through letters, shared royal events, and private family visits. They bonded over shared pressures, both born into worlds they didn't choose, both determined to modernize those worlds when their time came. And as they matured, friendship turned to affection, affection into love. By the time they were seen together at official state functions in 2023 and 2024, the rumors were undeniable. The palace didn't confirm it, but everyone knew. Something beautiful was happening between 2 of Europe's most promising heirs. 4. The royal family's silent struggle. Behind the fairy tale, though, came quiet storms. For Spain's royal family, Leonor's relationship with Christian was both a blessing and a challenge. Queen Letizia, protective and deeply private, reportedly worried that Leonor's personal happiness might clash with the rigid expectations of Spanish tradition. King Felipe, ever the diplomat, faced a more political concern. Spain's monarchy had just regained public trust after years of controversy. Could the future queen's marriage to another royal heir, from a foreign nation, complicate that delicate balance? In Denmark, there were questions too. Could their crown prince really marry another monarch in waiting without sparking political tension? But through all the pressure, Leonor and Christian remained unshaken. They made a pact early on, to never let duty destroy their bond, and to always keep their relationship grounded in respect. And when both families finally met privately in Madrid, everything changed. King Felipe saw the way Christian looked at his daughter, not as a future queen, but as a partner, an equal, a friend. That meeting reportedly ended with Felipe saying just one line that stayed with everyone in the room. If she must belong to another crown, let it be one that understands her. 5. The wedding day, tears, joy, and history in motion. The wedding morning began with bells ringing across Madrid and Copenhagen simultaneously, a symbolic gesture of unity between two nations. As the royal guests arrived, the world watched live broadcasts across more than 40 countries. Royals from the UK, Norway, Sweden, Belgium, and the Netherlands filled the pews. But no one commanded more attention than King Felipe and Queen Letizia. Both dressed impeccably, yet visibly emotional. When the moment arrived, Christian turned toward Leonor, and his voice trembled slightly as he said his vows. I promise to love you not only as a queen, but as the woman who changed my life. The crowd fell silent. Cameras caught King Felipe wiping a tear. For a monarch known for his stoicism, it was a human moment that spoke louder than words. The ceremony ended with a thunderous applause, and as Leonor and Christian stepped out onto the cathedral balcony, the cheers from thousands outside rose like waves. Spain and Denmark, united by love. 6. King Felipe's emotional reaction. What happened after the ceremony? After the wedding, during the private family dinner, witnesses say King Felipe gave a short, deeply emotional speech. His voice broke midway through as he said, Leonor, from the moment you were born, I knew this day would come, but I never imagined how proud I'd be to see you live both as my daughter and as the woman Spain can look up to. He raised a glass, and for a long moment, no one spoke. Queen Letizia placed a hand on his shoulder. Even Prince Christian's eyes watered. Those who attended described the atmosphere as overwhelmingly human, a rare glimpse behind royal walls, where protocol faded and family took over. And that, perhaps, is why Felipe's reaction has resonated so deeply with people across the world. Because for once, the king wasn't just Spain's ruler, he was a father saying goodbye to his little girl. 7. The world reacts, a modern fairy tale for a new era. Within hours, global headlines exploded. Royal love redefines Europe. Spain and Denmark unite through marriage. King Felipe's emotional farewell to his heir. Royal fans flooded social media, praising the authenticity of the moment. Spanish citizens gathered outside the palace gates holding photos of Leonor as a child, the same young girl who once waved shyly from balconies now walking confidently into her destiny. In Denmark, flags were raised alongside Spain's red and gold, a gesture of friendship not seen since the 18th century. Even other royal families praised the union. The British royal house released a message calling it a milestone for modern monarchy, where love meets legacy. 8. The meaning behind the moment. Beyond the beauty, beyond the headlines, this wedding represents a shift in how royals live, love, and led. For centuries, royal marriages were about strategy, alliances, politics, power. But Leonor and Christian's story has shattered that pattern. They chose love, and by doing so, they've humanized monarchy itself. Spain sees in Leonor not just a future queen, but a symbol of renewal, a woman who can lead with empathy, grace, and courage. And in that sense, Felipe's emotional reaction wasn't sorrow, it was hope. Hope that his daughter will lead a generation of royals who no longer hide behind ceremony but embrace the world with honesty. A father, a king, and a legacy continued. As night fell over Copenhagen, the royal couple appeared one last time from the palace balcony, waving to the cheering crowd. Behind them, King Felipe and Queen Letizia stood side by side, smiling softly. For a brief moment, you could see it, the pride, the relief, the love. Felipe leaned toward Letizia and whispered something, captured faintly by nearby microphones. She's ready. And with that, the king who had raised his daughter to rule finally let her go, not as a loss, but as a continuation of everything he had built. Princess Leonor of Spain, now Princess Leonor of Denmark by marriage, walked hand in hand with her new husband, stepping into a future that blends two thrones, two nations, and one love story that will echo for generations. Because sometimes, even kings cry. And sometimes, love really does change history.